everyone. Welcome to Learn Fluent English Pod. I'm Catherine, and I'm so happy you're here with me today to talk about some real stuff from my life that I want to share with you all. This is a fun place where we chat about easy things in simple English, and we learn a few big words too while keeping it nice and clear for everyone to get, no matter how much English you know right now. Today, we're starting something new. I'm going to tell you about my life struggles and how I got through them, because I've had some hard days, and I think you'll like hearing how I made it past them. Now, here's how you can use this pod to get better at English, and I'll tell you exactly what to do so it's super easy for you. First, listen to me talk. Just play this and hear my voice. Focus on every word I say, and do it a few times if you can to get comfy with how English sounds every day. That helps you understand people better when they talk fast or slow in real life. Next, repeat after me. Say what I say out loud, like when we do the big words later, and copy my voice to practice talking clear and strong. That makes you good at speaking English to your friends or anyone you meet anywhere you go. Then, shadow me, say my words right after me, like you're my shadow, super quick, and don't stop so your mouth gets fast and your English sounds smooth and natural when you use it later on. Doing this over and over sticks it in your head, so you don't forget and can talk easy without thinking too hard. Our channel helps you because I talk slow and clear, give you fun stories, and show you big words step by step so you get fluent fast and feel good about English every time you listen to me here. So let's jump in. One big struggle I had was when I lost my job a few years ago. I worked at a little shop selling clothes, and then one day they said they didn't need me anymore. It was bad because I needed money for my house and food, and I didn't know what to do next. I felt scared every morning when I woke up, like a big worry was sitting on me all the time. I tried to find a new job and sent papers to lots of places, but nobody called me back for a long time. It made me feel sad, like I wasn't good at anything, but I kept trying even when it was really hard. One day, I said no more sitting and feeling bad. I got up, made some tea, and went to look for any job I could get. I walked to a cafe near my house and asked if they had work. They said I could clean tables for a few hours each day. Not a lot of money, but it was something to start with. It felt good to be busy again, and I smiled more after that. Then I found other little jobs, like helping a lady water her flowers. Little by little, I got stronger and didn't feel so scared anymore. Hold on a sec. I just said little by little, and that's an idiom we should look at. Little by little means doing something slow and step by step, like you move a tiny bit each time instead of all at once, and it adds up over days or weeks. It's when you don't rush, but keep going small and steady until you're done, or better. It can be about building something or fixing a problem, like how I got my life back bit by bit. It's that quiet way you grow when you don't give up, even if it takes time. That's how I got through my job mess, one step at a time. Let's say it together, little by little. Come on, say it with me, little by little. Again, little by little. Nice. Here's an example. I save money little by little to buy a bike. Another one, I got better little by little, even when I had no job. See? That fits because I took it slow and kept going back to it. So that cafe job helped me feel okay again, and even if I didn't have much money, I had hope, and that kept me going every day. Another hard thing was feeling alone a lot back then. My friends were busy with their own stuff, and I didn't want to bother them with my sad days. I'd sit at home, just me and my head, and it felt lonely sometimes, like nobody was there for me. I missed having people to talk to who knew how I felt, but I learned I had to try harder to fix that. One night, I called an old friend just to say hi and ask how she was doing. She was glad I called, and we talked for a long time about my job trouble and her busy life too. It made me feel better, like I wasn't alone anymore after all. Then, I made a plan to call or see someone every week, even if it was just for a little chat over tea. It was tough to ask at first, but it worked. Those talks made me happy again and got me out of that lonely spot. I found out my friends were okay with helping me feel less alone. Hold on a sec. I just said bother. And that's a big word we should look at. Bother means to make someone feel annoyed or worried, like you bug them with something they don't want to deal with right then. It's when you think you're in their way or asking too much, so you hold back. It can also mean to take time to do something, but here, it's about feeling like a problem to others. It's that worry you get when you don't want to upset people. And that's how I felt about my friends. Let's say it together, bother. Come on, say it with me, bother. Again, bother. Great. Here's an example. I don't want to bother my mom when she's cooking dinner. Another one, I didn't want to bother my friends, even when I was sad. That's it. It's why I stayed quiet, but I learned to talk anyway. So that's the start of my struggles, losing my job and feeling alone, but finding small ways to get better with a cafe job and friend chats. Another big struggle I had was when I got sick a while back and couldn't do much for weeks. It started with a bad cold, but then it got worse, and I had to stay in bed all day feeling weak and tired. I couldn't go out, see my friends, or even clean my house, and that made me feel stuck, like I was locked inside with no way to move. My head hurt, my body felt heavy, and I got sad because I didn't know when I'd feel good again. It was a hard time, and I felt alone with just me and my blanket every day. But I didn't let it win. I started doing small things to feel better. I'd sit up and read a book for a little bit, even if my eyes got tired fast. That kept my mind busy so I didn't think about being sick all the time. Then I'd drink tea or soup my neighbor brought me, and that made me feel warm inside, like someone cared about me still. I also talked to myself a little, saying stuff like, "You'll be okay soon," and that helped me stay strong in my head. Day by day, I got a bit less tired, and soon I could walk around my house again without feeling bad. Hold on a sec, I just said, let it win. And that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Let it win means to stop fighting something and let it take over, like you give up and allow it to beat you in a big or small way. It's when you don't push back anymore and just let the bad things stay on top like a game you lose on purpose. It can be about a person, a feeling, or a problem that gets stronger if you don't try hard. It's that moment you decide to quit. But I didn't. I kept going instead. Let's say it together. Let it win. Come on, say it with me. Let it win. Again, let it win. Nice. Here's an example. I won't let the rain win, so I go out with my umbrella. Another one. I didn't let being sick win, even when I felt weak. See, that fits because I fought back, even when it was tough. Back to it, so those small steps got me through that sick time, and I felt proud when I could move again without help. Another struggle was when I had a fight with my best friend a long time ago. We got mad over something silly. She forgot to call me on my birthday, and I said mean stuff because I was hurt. We didn't talk for weeks, and it felt awful, like a big hole was in my life where she used to be. I missed her laugh and our fun chats, but I was too mad to say sorry first, and she didn't either. It made me quiet and grumpy every day I walked by her street and didn't stop to see her like I used to all the time before that mess. Then, one day, I had got tired of feeling bad. I grabbed my phone and sent her a little message saying I missed her. She wrote back quick, saying she missed me too, and we met up at a park near my house. We talked about what happened, said sorry to each other, and laughed about how dumb we were to stay mad so long. After that, we hung out again like before, and I felt happy, like that hole was gone, and my friend was back where she belonged with me. I learned it's okay to say sorry first, even if it's hard, because it fixes things faster than waiting around forever. Hold on a sec. I just said hung out, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Hung out means to spend time with someone in a relaxed way, like you stay together and have fun without a big plan or rush to do stuff. It's when you just chill with people you like, maybe talking or sitting around easy and free. It can be at home, a park, or anywhere comfy, and it's about being close with no fuss. It's that simple fun time I got back with my friend after we fixed our fight, huh? Let's say it together. Hung out. Come on, say it with me. Hung out. Again, hung out. Great. Here's an example. We hung out at the lake and ate snacks all day. Another one. I hung out with my friend again, even after our big fight. That's it. It's how we got close again, even when we were mad before. So that's more of my struggles. Getting sick and fighting with my friend, but finding ways to get better with small steps and a quick sorry. So let's keep going with more struggles I had. One tough time was when I lost my favorite necklace a while back. It was a little heart my mom gave me when I was a kid, and I wore it every day because it made me feel close to her, even though she lives far away now. One morning, I looked in my box where I keep it, and it was gone. I looked all over my house, under the bed, in my bags, everywhere, but I couldn't find it. It made me so sad, like I lost a piece of my mom, and I sat on my couch feeling bad for hours that day. I didn't know how it happened, and that made it worse because I felt silly for losing something so special to me. But I didn't let that sadness stay too long. I started thinking about what I could do. I checked every spot again, real slow this time, and even asked my neighbor if she saw it when she came over last week. She didn't, but she helped me look around my kitchen and stuff, which was nice of her. Then I decided to make a new plan. I went to a little shop and found a chain that looked kind of like my old one. Not the same, but close enough to wear. I put a tiny star on it to make it mine, and it felt good to have something new to hold on to, even if I still missed the heart a little. That helped me smile again, and I stopped feeling so down about it after a while. Hold on a sec. I just said hold on to, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Hold on to means to keep something close, or not let it go, like you grab it tight so it stays with you no matter what happens around you. It's when you don't want to lose it, so you stick with it hard, like a treasure or a good feeling. It can also mean waiting for something, but here it's about keeping stuff you care about safe in your hands or heart. It's that strong grip you have, and I wanted that with my new necklace after I lost the old one. Let's say it together. Hold on to. Come on, say it with me. Hold on to. Again, hold on to. Nice. Here's an example. I hold on to my hat when the wind blows so it doesn't fly away. Another one. I held on to my new necklace, even if it wasn't my mom's. See? That fits because I kept it close, even when I lost something big. Back to it. So that new necklace got me feeling better, and I was happy I found a way to move past losing my old one, even if it took some time to stop missing it every day. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time to get into a class I really wanted a couple years ago. It was a cooking class at a place near my town, and I signed up because I love making food and wanted to learn more about it. But they said the list was full, and I had to wait months before a spot opened up for me. That made me upset. I felt stuck, like I couldn't do what I wanted, and I got grumpy waiting around with nothing fun to do instead every week that went by so slow. Then I figured out how to make it work. I stopped being mad and started cooking at home by myself first. I got a cheap cookbook from the store and tried making easy stuff, like soup or bread, just to keep busy while I waited. It wasn't perfect. Sometimes my food burned or tasted funny. But it was fun, and I learned a little each time I messed up. I even asked my dad for tips over the phone, and he told me how to fix my mistakes, which made me laugh and feel good. By the time the class started, I wasn't so bad at cooking anymore, and I felt ready to learn more with the teacher instead of mad about waiting so long. Hold on a sec. I just said messed up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Messed up means to make a mistake or ruin something, like you do it wrong, and it doesn't turn out good because you slipped or didn't know better. It's when you goof and things get bad or mixed up, like a plan or a job that fails fast. It can also mean feeling bad in your head, but here, it's about my cooking going off track. It's that slip you make when you try, and I did that a lot with my food at first. Let's say it together, messed up. Come on, say it with me, messed up. Again, messed up. Great. Here's an example. I messed up my drawing, so I started over with a new paper. Another one, I messed up my soup, but I kept cooking anyway. That's it. It's how I made mistakes, but I got better after. So let's talk about another struggle I had. This one was when I got a big water leak in my house a while back. It started one night when I heard a funny noise from the kitchen, and when I went to check, water was all over the floor from a pipe under the sink. I tried to stop it with towels, but it kept coming. And soon my feet were wet, and I got scared because I didn't know how to fix it fast. My stuff was getting soggy, and I felt bad, like my home was falling apart right there in front of me. I stayed up late trying to clean it up, but it was too much for me to handle alone that night. But I didn't let it beat me. I got help the next day to make it right. I called a guy who fixes pipes, and he came over quick to look at the mess under my sink. He turned off the water and patched the leak, which was good because I couldn't do it by myself with no tools or know-how. While he worked, I mopped the floor and dried my things, like my books and rugs, with a fan I had in my room. It took a few days, but the kitchen got dry again, and I felt happy to have my house back, even if it was a big hassle to deal with at first. Hold on a sec. I just said falling apart, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Falling apart means something is breaking or coming undone, like it's splitting into pieces and can't stay whole anymore. Either stuff or your feelings. It's when things go bad fast, and it feels like they're crumbling right in your hands with no way to stop it quick. It can also mean losing control in your head, but here it's about my house looking like a mess with all that water. It's that scary moment when it's not solid anymore, and that's how my kitchen felt that night. Let's say it together. Falling apart. Come on, say it with me. Falling apart. Again, falling apart. Nice. Here's an example. My old bag is falling apart, so I need a new one soon. Another one. My house felt like it was falling apart, but I fixed it. See? That fits because it was breaking, but I got it back together. Back to it. So fixing that leak made me feel strong again, and I was glad I didn't just sit there feeling sad about the wet mess for too long after it happened. Another struggle was when I had a hard time sleeping for weeks a couple years ago. I'd go to bed tired, but my eyes wouldn't close, and I'd lie there thinking about stuff, like work or little worries, all night long. I felt worn out every morning, like I had no energy to start my day, and it made me grumpy with people around me. I wanted to sleep so bad, but my head wouldn't let me rest, and it was tough to keep going like that every day with no break. Then I found a way to make it better. I started doing calm things before bed to help me sleep. I turned off my phone early so the bright screen didn't keep me up, and I read a boring book instead, like one about plants, to make my mind slow down a bit. I also drank warm milk sometimes, which my grandma said helps you feel sleepy, and it worked a little for me too. After a few nights of trying, I started falling asleep faster, and I woke up feeling good, not so tired anymore. It wasn't perfect every night, but it got me back to resting better than before. Hold on a sec. I just said worn out, and that's an idiom we should look at. Worn out means feeling really tired or used up, like you've got no strength left because you've been going too long or hard with no stop. It's when your body or mind feels empty, like an old shoe that's been walked in too much and can't go anymore. It can also mean something's broken from overuse, but here it's about me feeling dead tired from no sleep. It's that heavy feeling when you're done, and that's how I was every morning back then. Let's say it together. Worn out. Come on, say it with me. Worn out. Again, worn out. Great. Here's an example. I'm worn out after running all day, so I need a nap. Another one. I felt worn out with no sleep, but I got better. That's it. It's how I felt, but I fixed it with some calm tricks. So that's more of my struggles. A water leak in my house and night with no sleep, but I got through with help and some quiet habits. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when I lost my phone a while back and felt all mixed up without it. I was at a park one day, sitting on a bench, and I think I left it there when I got up to walk home. When I got back, I looked in my bag and pockets, but it was gone, and I got scared because I use it for everything. Calling friends, checking my job stuff, even finding my way around. Without it, I felt lost, like I didn't know how to do my day right, and it made me mad at myself for being so careless. I went back to the park quick, but someone took it already, and I had to figure things out with nothing in my hand. But I didn't stay stuck. I made a plan to get by without my phone for a bit. I borrowed an old one from my cousin that didn't do much, just calls and texts, and it was enough to talk to people I needed to reach. I wrote down important stuff, like my work hours, on paper so I wouldn't forget, and I asked a friend to help me get a new phone later when I had some money saved up. It wasn't fun at first. I missed my games and pictures, but I got used to it, and it felt good to not panic after a few days. I even liked writing stuff down, like it made me slow down and think more. Hold on a sec, I just said get by, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Get by means to manage or survive with what you have, like you make it work even if it's not a lot or not perfect for you right then. It's when you keep going with just enough, not great, but okay until things get better. It can be about money, tools, or even feelings, but it's always about scraping through somehow. It's that little push to not fall down, and that's how I lived without my phone for a while. Let's say it together. Get by. Come on, say it with me. Get by, again, get by. Nice. Here's an example. I get by with little food when I'm low on cash. Another one, I got by with an old phone, even if it was slow. See? That fits because I made it work, even when I lost something big. Back to it. So that old phone and paper got me through. And I felt proud I didn't let losing my phone ruin everything for too long after it happened. Another struggle was when I had a big test to pass for a job a few years ago, and I wasn't ready at all. It was for a better spot at work where I could help people more, but I had to show I knew a lot about rules and numbers. And I'm not good with that stuff usually. I tried to study, but it was hard, and I got nervous every time I opened the book because I thought I'd fail for sure. My hands got shaky, and I felt dumb, like I couldn't do it no matter how much I tried every night. Then, I found a way to push past it. I stopped trying to learn everything at once and took it slow instead. I made little cards with easy bits of the rules, just 1 or 2 lines each, and read them over coffee every morning so I wouldn't get too stressed out. I asked my brother to quiz me on the numbers, and we made it fun, like a game, so I didn't feel so scared about messing up. Each day I knew a little more, and by the test day, I wasn't perfect, but I was calm enough to try my best. I passed. Not great, but good enough. And I got that job, which made me happy after all that worry. Hold on a sec. I just said stressed out, and that's an idiom we should look at. Stressed out means feeling really worried or tense, like your head and body are tight because too much is going on and you can't relax at all. It's when stuff piles up, work, fears, anything, and you feel crushed or jumpy from it. It can make you tired or mad, and it's that heavy load you carry until you find a way to chill. It's how I felt with that test, like it was too big for me at first. Let's say it together. Stressed out. Come on, say it with me. Stressed out. Again, stressed out. Great. Here's an example. I get stressed out when my room's a mess and I can't find my keys. Another one. I was stressed out about the test, but I studied slow. That's it. It's that tight feeling I had, but I got past it with little steps. So that's more of my struggles. Losing my phone and facing a tough test, but I got through with a borrowed fix and slow study tricks. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when my dog ran away a few years back, and I didn't know where he went. His name's Buddy, and one day I left the gate open by mistake when I was carrying bags inside from the store. I turned around, and he was gone, out the yard and down the street before I could stop him. I felt so bad, like my heart hurt, because he's my little friend who sleeps by my bed every night. I ran outside calling his name, but he didn't come back. And I got scared he'd get lost or hit by a car out there all alone. But I didn't just wait and cry. I went looking for him right away to bring him home safe. I walked all over my street asking people if they saw a small brown dog with a wagging tail, and I put up little papers with his picture on trees and poles around the block. A nice kid next door said he saw Buddy near the park, so I ran there fast and looked under bushes and benches until I found him chasing a bird by the swings. I hugged him tight when I got him, and I felt so happy he was okay, even if my shoes were muddy and I was tired from running around all day. Hold on a sec, I just said bring him home, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Bring him home means to take someone or something back to where they belong, like you carry them to a safe or right place after they've been away or lost. It's when you return them to where they're supposed to be, like home or a comfy spot with care. It can also mean finishing something big, but here it's about getting Buddy back to my house safe and sound. It's that happy trip back, and that's what I did for my dog that day. Let's say it together. Bring him home. Come on, say it with me. Bring him home. Again, bring him home. Nice. Here's an example. I bring my cat home after she runs to the yard. Another one. I brought Buddy home even after he ran off. See? That fits because I got him back, even when he was gone for a bit. Back to it. So finding Buddy made me feel good again, and I was glad I didn't stop looking, even when it got hard to keep going all over the place that afternoon. Another struggle was when I had to talk in front of people at work a while ago, and I got really nervous about it. My boss asked me to tell everyone about a new plan we had, but I'm not used to speaking to a big group. and I felt sick just thinking about all those eyes on me. I practiced at home, but my voice shook, and I was sure I'd forget everything when I stood up there. It made me want to hide, like I couldn't face it at all, and I stayed up late worrying about it the night before. Then, I found a way to make it work. I took it easy and got ready slow so I wouldn't feel so scared. I wrote my words on a little paper to hold, just a few lines so I could peek if I got lost, and that made me feel safer about talking. I took big breaths before I started, and I looked at my friend in the group who smiled at me, which helped me stay calm while I said my stuff. It wasn't perfect. I tripped over a couple words, but I got through it, and people clapped, so I felt okay after, like I did something big even if it was shaky at first. Hold on a sec. I just said tripped over, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Tripped over means to stumble or make a mistake, like you slip up on something and it doesn't go smooth. Either walking or talking or doing stuff, it's when you hit a little bump and mess up a bit, not on purpose, just by accident. It can be about falling over something real, like a rock. But here it's about my words getting jumbled when I spoke. It's that slip you don't plan. And that's what I did in front of everyone. Let's say it together. Tripped over. Come on, say it with me. Tripped over. Again, tripped over. Great! Here's an example. I tripped over a toy and almost fell on the floor. Another one. I tripped over my words, but I finished my talk. That's it. It's how I stumbled, but I kept going anyway. Yo, bruh, let's keep the train rolling. Here's part 7 of Catherine's random life. My struggles and how I got through. 6,000 letters, excluding spaces, punctuation, approximately 7,300 characters total in Catherine's chill, super basic English tone with medium sentences. Script uses only simple, easy words with 2 advanced C1, C2 breakdowns. Idioms, phrasal verbs, vocab, getting pro 4 to 5 line explanations, repetitions, and examples. No repeats from parts 1 through 6. Little by little, bother, let it win, hung out, hold on to, messed up, falling apart, worn out, get by, stressed out, bring him home, tripped over, or earlier stuff. Fresh struggles and solutions. No overlap, straight into the story. Here we go. So, here's another struggle I had. This one was when I lost a big bag of groceries a while back and felt dumb about it. I went shopping one day after work, got all my stuff like bread, milk, and apples, and carried it home in a heavy bag. I stopped to fix my shoe on the way, and I think I left the bag on a bench by the road without noticing. When I got home, my hands were empty, and I got mad at myself because I needed that food for the week, and now it was gone. It felt bad, like I wasted my time and money, and I didn't want to go back out to buy it all again that night. But I didn't let it ruin my day. I figured out a way to fix it quick and easy. I checked my kitchen and found some old cans of soup and a bit of rice I forgot about, so I made dinner with that instead of crying over the lost stuff. I called the store the next day to see if someone turned in my bag, but no luck, so I went back with the little money I had left and got just what I needed most. It wasn't a big shop like before, but it worked, and I felt okay knowing I could still eat without that bag. I laughed at myself later for being so forgetful, and it didn't feel so bad after that. Hold on a sec. I just said turned in, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Turned in means to give something to someone in charge, like you hand it over to them because it's lost or needs to go back where it belongs. It's when you pass it along to the right place, like a teacher or a shop, so they can deal with it. It can also mean going to bed, But here it's about someone giving my bag to the store if they found it. Is that act of handing stuff over, and I hoped someone did that for me. Let's say it together. Turned in. Come on, say it with me. Turned in? Again, turned in? Nice. Here's an example. I turned in my homework to the teacher yesterday. Another one, I hoped someone turned in my bag, but they didn't. See? That fits because I wanted it back, even if it didn't happen. Back to it. So using what I had and buying a little more got me past losing that bag. And I felt good I didn't stay upset about it for too long after it was gone. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time for a doctor a couple years ago when I hurt my foot bad. I tripped on a rock while walking one day, and my ankle got all puffy and sore, so I couldn't step on it without it hurting a lot. I called the doctor, but they said I had to wait weeks for a free spot. And that made me mad because I wanted help right away to feel better. I sat on my couch with my foot up, feeling stuck and grumpy, like I couldn't do anything fun until it was fixed. Then I found a way to make it okay. I stopped being mad and took care of it myself while I waited. I put ice on my foot every day to make the puff go down, and I kept it up on a pillow so it wouldn't hurt so much when I moved around a little. I asked my sister to bring me some food and stuff since I couldn't walk far, and she stayed to chat, which made me smile even with my sore foot. By the time I saw the doctor, it wasn't so bad anymore, and he said I did a good job keeping it calm. So I felt happy I didn't just sit there feeling sorry for myself the whole time. Hold on a sec. I just said feeling sorry for myself, and that's an idiom we should look at. Feeling sorry for myself means thinking too much about your own sadness, like you focus on your bad luck or pain and don't try to fix it. Just stay down in it. It's when you pout or whine in your head, feeling like a victim instead of doing something about it. It can make you stuck, wallowing in gloom, and it's that trap of self-pity I could have fallen into with my foot. It's that gloomy mood you choose, but I didn't let it take me. Let's say it together. Feeling sorry for myself. Come on, say it with me. Feeling sorry for myself. Again. Feeling sorry for myself. Great. Here's an example. He's feeling sorry for himself because he lost his game. Another one. I stopped feeling sorry for myself and iced my foot. That's it. It's what I avoided even when I was hurt. So, here's another struggle I had. This one was when my fridge stopped working a while back and all my food went bad. It was a hot day and I went to get some milk, but it smelled funny. And then I saw the light inside was off and everything was warm. I didn't have money to fix it quick or buy a new one, so I got upset because I lost stuff like meat and fruit I just bought, and I didn't know how I'd keep food cold now. It felt messy, like my kitchen was broken, and I sat there staring at it, feeling mad about the bad luck that hit me out of nowhere that afternoon. But I didn't let it stay bad. I found a way to handle it with what I had around me. I grabbed a big bucket and put ice in it from the store down the street, just a little bag, and kept my milk and cheese in there so they wouldn't spoil more. I ate up the stuff that was still okay, like some bread and jam, and asked my neighbor if I could put a few things in her fridge for a couple days. She said yes, which was nice, and I saved up some cash over the next week to call a guy to fix my fridge cheap. It worked again soon, and I felt good I didn't lose everything, even with that fridge mess. Hold on a sec. I just said went bad, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Went bad means something stops being good or fresh, like food rots or turns sour because it's too old or not kept right, and you can't use it anymore. It's when it changes from okay to yucky, usually fast, and you have to throw it out or fix it quick. It can also mean a person acting wrong, but here it's about my food going off in the warm fridge. It's that shift to useless. And that's what happened to my groceries that day. Let's say it together. Went bad. Come on, say it with me. Went bad. Again, went bad. Nice. Here's an example. The apples went bad, so I tossed them in the bin. Another one. My food went bad, but I saved some with ice. See? That fits because it's spoiled, but I worked around it. Back to it. So that ice bucket and my neighbor's help got me through the fridge trouble, and I was happy I didn't let it ruin my week, even when it started out rough with all that warm milk and stuff. Another struggle was when I got stuck in a long line at the bank a while ago and almost missed something important. I had to pay a bill that day, or I'd get in trouble with my lights, but the bank was full of people, and the line didn't move for ages. I stood there getting hot and antsy, watching the clock, and I felt trapped, like I'd never get out in time to keep my day on track. It made me grumpy, and I wanted to leave, but I had to stay, or I'd be late with that bill. Then I made it better. I stopped fussing and found a way to wait without going crazy. I pulled out a little notebook I carry and wrote down some ideas for dinner to keep my mind busy instead of staring at the slow line ahead of me. I took slow breaths to stay calm, and I even chatted with the lady next to me about the weather, which made the time go a bit faster. The line moved after a while, and I paid my bill just in time, so I felt okay, like I won even if it took longer than I wanted that afternoon. Hold on a sec. I just said on track, and that's an idiom we should look at. On track means staying right with your plan or goal, like you're moving straight ahead and not lost or late with what you need to do. It's when you're doing good, keeping up with your path like a train on rails going where it's supposed to go. It can be about time, work, or life, and it's that steady feeling of being in place. It's what I wanted that day, to keep my bill paid and my day right. Let's say it together. On track. Come on, say it with me. On track. Again, on track. Great. Here's an example. I'm on track with my homework, so I'll finish it soon. Another one. I kept my day on track even with the long line. That's it. It's how I stayed good, even when I was stuck waiting. So that's more of my struggles, my fridge quitting and a slow bank line, but I got through with ice and some calm tricks. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when I burned my hand cooking dinner a while back and couldn't use it for days. I was making soup one night and the pot got too hot, so when I grabbed it, I burned my fingers bad and dropped it on the floor, making a big mess. It hurt a lot, all red and sore, and I felt dumb for not being careful enough with that hot handle. I couldn't hold stuff or wash dishes right, and it made me mad because I had to stop doing my usual things around the house every day. I sat there with ice on my hand, feeling sorry it happened like that out of the blue. But I didn't let it keep me down. I found ways to get stuff done even with my sore hand. I ran cold water on it a lot and put some cream my mom told me about to make it hurt less, which helped a bit each day. I used my other hand to eat and clean, even if it was slow and funny. And I asked my friend to come over and cook with me so I wouldn't have to grab hot things alone again. It took a week, but my hand got better, and I felt good I didn't just sit around waiting for it to heal all by itself without trying anything. Hold on a sec, I just said out of the blue, and that's an idiom we should look at. Out of the blue means something happens all of a sudden with no warning, like it comes from nowhere and surprises you big time when you least expect it. It's when there's no sign ahead, and bam, it's there, catching you off guard fast. It can be good or bad, but here it's about my burn hitting me with no heads up. It's that shock moment, and that's how that hot pot got me that night. Let's say it together. Out of the blue. Come on, say it with me. Out of the blue. Again. Out of the blue. Nice. Here's an example. Rain came out of the blue and I got all wet. Another one. My burn came out of the blue, but I fixed it up. See? That fits because it was sudden, but I handled it anyway. Back to it. So, taking care of my hand and getting help got me past that burn, and I was happy I kept going even when it hurt to move my fingers for a while after that night. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time for a bus in the cold a couple winters ago and almost gave up going out. I was heading to a friend's house, but the bus didn't come when it was supposed to, and I stood there freezing, with my nose all red and my hands stuffed in my coat. It was dark and windy, and I felt grumpy because I just wanted to be warm inside, not stuck outside with no ride coming fast. I thought about walking home, but it was too far, so I stayed, feeling mad at the slow bus every minute that went by. Then I made it better. I stopped being mad and kept myself busy while I waited it out. I stomped my feet to stay warm and sang a little song in my head about snow to make it fun instead of boring and cold out there by myself. I pulled my scarf up over my face and that helped block the wind, so I didn't feel so chilly standing on that corner alone. The bus came late, but I got on and made it to my friend's place. And we laughed about how I survived the wait, which felt good after all that shivering in the dark before I got there. Hold on a sec. I just said wait it out. And that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Wait it out means to stay patient until something tough or slow is over, like you stick around and let it pass instead of quitting or running off quick. It's when you hold on through a delay or bad time, waiting for the end so things get better. It can be about weather, lines, or anything dragging on. And it's that calm choice to stay put. It's what I did with that cold bus stop. I didn't leave. Let's say it together. Wait it out. Come on, say it with me. Wait it out. Again, wait it out. Great. Here's an example. I waited out when the store is busy so I can shop later. Another one. I waited it out in the cold and the bus came. That's it. It's how I stayed even when it was freezing. So that's more of my struggles. Burning my hand and waiting in the cold. But I got through with cream and some waiting tricks. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when I lost my house key a while ago and couldn't get inside for hours. I was coming home from the store one day, and when I got to my door, I reached in my pocket, but the key wasn't there. Maybe it fell out when I was walking or shopping, I don't know. I looked all around my yard and bag, but it was gone, and I felt silly because I couldn't open my own door to get warm and safe inside. It was getting dark, and I got cold standing there. Mad at myself for losing something so important like that without even noticing it happen. But I didn't let it stop me. I figured out a way to get in and fix it after a bit. I knocked on my neighbor's door, and she let me sit in her kitchen with some tea while I called a friend who has an extra key I gave her a long time ago just in case. She drove over quick with it, and I got inside my house at last, feeling happy to be back, even if it took longer than usual that night. I made a new key the next day at the shop so I'd have a spare, and it felt good to know I wouldn't be locked out again if I lost one more time down the road. Hold on a sec. I just said just in case, and that's an idiom we should look at. Just in case means doing something to be ready for a problem that might happen, like you plan ahead so you're safe if things go wrong later on, even if they don't. It's when you take a little step now to avoid big trouble, a backup for what-ifs. It can be about stuff like keys or plans, and it's that smart move to stay prepared. It's why I gave my friend that extra key, and it saved me that day. Let's say it together, just in case. Come on, say it with me, just in case. Again, just in case. Nice. Here's an example. I bring an umbrella just in case it rains this afternoon. Another one. I gave her a key just in case, and it helped me. See? That fits because I was ready, even when I lost my key. Back to it. So my friend's key and a new spare got me through that lockout, and I was glad I didn't stay upset about losing it for too long after I got back inside my house that night. Another struggle was when I had to fix a big rip in my favorite coat a while back and didn't know how to sew it up good. It got caught on a nail one day when I was walking by my fence, and it tore a long hole right in the arm, letting cold air in every time I wore it outside. I felt sad because I love that coat. It's warm and blue, and I didn't want to throw it away just for that rip. I tried to fix it with tape, but it looked bad and didn't hold, so I got frustrated with it falling apart on me like that. Then, I made it work. I stopped being mad and learned a little fix to keep my coat alive. I watched a lady on my computer show how to sew easy with a needle and thread, and I got some from the store to try it myself at home. It wasn't pretty. My stitches were all wobbly at first, but I patched the hole enough to stop the wind, and I wore it again without feeling cold all the time. I asked my aunt to check it later, and she fixed it better. But I felt proud I did something on my own, even if it wasn't perfect the first time I tried it out. Hold on a sec. I just said try it out, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Try it out means to test something or give it a go, like you use it or do it to see if it works or feels right before you decide to keep it up. It's when you check it with your own hands or eyes, a little trial to figure it out. It can be about tools, skills, or anything new, and it's that first step to see what happens. It's what I did with sewing. I gave it a shot to save my coat. Let's say it together. Try it out. Come on, say it with me. Try it out. Again, try it out. Great. Here's an example. I try out a new game to see if it's fun for me. Another one. I tried sewing out, even if my stitches were bad. That's it. It's how I tested it, even when I wasn't sure. So that's more of my struggles, losing my key and ripping my coat, but I got through with a friend's help and some wobbly sewing. So, here's another struggle I had. This one was when I spilled paint all over my floor a while back and made a big mess. I was trying to paint a little shelf one day to make it look nice, and I tripped with the can in my hand, so bright blue paint went everywhere on my wood floor. I felt bad right away because it looked awful, all sticky and wet, and I didn't know how to clean it up fast without ruining my floor for good. I grabbed a rag, but it just smeared more, and I got upset, thinking my house would stay ugly now because of my clumsy move that afternoon. But I didn't let it stay a mess. I jumped in and fixed it step by step. I ran to get water and a soap from the kitchen, and I scrubbed the paint hard, even though my hands got tired quick from all that rubbing. I looked up a trick on my phone about using a special cleaner from the store, so I went to buy some and tried it, and it worked. The blue came off slow but sure. It took hours, but my floor got clean again, and I felt happy I saved it, even if my shelf stayed plain because I was too scared to paint more after that big spill. Hold on a sec. I just said for good, and that's an idiom we should look at. For good means something happens forever or won't change back, like it's done and set that way with no undoing it anytime soon. It's when it's permanent, not just for now, and you're stuck with it unless something big shifts. It can be good or bad, but here it's about my floor maybe staying ruined if I didn't clean it right. It's that final thing, and I worried my mess would stick like that. Let's say it together. For good. Come on, say it with me. For good. Again, for good. Nice. Here's an example. She moved away for good, so I won't see her again. Another one. I didn't want paint on my floor for good, so I scrubbed it. See? That fits because I stopped it from staying, even when it looked bad. Back to it. So cleaning that paint got my floor back, and I was glad I didn't give up even when it was hard to scrub it all off that day with my sore arms. Another struggle was when I had to walk home in a big rain a couple years ago and got soaked to my skin. I was at the park with my dog, and the sky turned dark fast. Then rain came down hard, and I didn't have an umbrella or a way to stay dry. My clothes got wet, my shoes squished with every step, and I felt cold and mad because it was a long walk back with no cover. I tried to hide under a tree, but it didn't help much, and I just wanted to be home warm and cozy instead of dripping out there. Then I made it better. I stopped being mad and kept moving to get through it quicker. I pulled my coat over my head a little, even if it didn't block all the rain. And I walked fast to warm up my body while I went down the wet street. I sang a silly song about puddles to make it fun, and that kept me from feeling too grumpy about the water in my socks all the way home. When I got there, I dried off with a big towel and made tea, and I felt good I didn't let the rain ruin my day, even if I looked like a wet dog myself by the end of it. Hold on a sec. I just said warm up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Warm up means to make something or yourself less cold, like you get heat back in your body or a thing after it's been chilly for a bit. It's when you shake off the freeze and feel cozy again, either by moving or using something warm. It can also mean getting ready, like for a game, but here it's about me getting less cold on that walk. It's that nice shift to comfort, and that's what I did with my fast steps. Let's say it together. Warm up. Come on, say it with me. Warm up. Again, warm up. Great. Here's an example. I warm up my hands by the fire when I come inside. Another one. I warmed up walking home, even in the rain. That's it. It's how I got cozy, even when I was soaked. So that's more of my struggles. Spilling paint and walking in rain, but I got through with scrubbing and fast steps. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when my bike got a flat tire a while back and I couldn't ride it home. I was out on a path by the river one day, just pedaling along, and then I felt it go all wobbly. And I saw the back wheel was flat from a sharp rock or something I didn't see. I was far from my house, and I got mad because I didn't have a way to fix it right there, and pushing it home sounded awful. My legs were tired already, and I felt stuck, like I'd be out there forever with a broken bike in the hot sun that afternoon. But I didn't let it get me down. I found a way to make it work even with that flat tire slowing me up. I walked my bike to a little shop I saw a bit down the path, and the guy there had a pump and some glue to patch the hole for cheap, which was nice of him to do quick. It wasn't perfect. The tire still felt a little off, but it held air enough to ride slow back home without pushing it the whole way. I got there sweaty but happy, and I felt good I didn't just leave my bike behind or sit there feeling bad about it all day long. Hold on a sec. I just said, get me down, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Get me down means to make someone feel sad or low, like something drags your mood or energy down and you don't feel happy anymore because of it. It's when a problem or bad luck hits you and makes you gloomy, not just tired, but blue inside. It could be big or small, but it's that weight that pulls at you, and I felt it with my bike until I fixed it. It's that drop in your heart, and I didn't let it stay. Let's say it together. Get me down. Come on, say it with me. Get me down. Again, get me down. Nice. Here's an example. Rain gets me down when I want to play outside. Another one. The flat tire got me down, but I patched it up. See? That fits because it made me sad, but I got past it. Back to it. So fixing that tire got me home, and I was glad I kept going even when it was a pain to deal with out there on that path by myself. Another struggle was when I had to carry a heavy box up my stairs a couple years ago and almost dropped it all. I got some books from a friend who didn't want them, and they were in this big box that weighed a ton when I picked it up to bring inside. My stairs are narrow, and I bumped my knees trying to lift it, feeling weak and annoyed because it was too much for me to haul up alone. I stopped halfway, breathing hard, and felt like giving up right there with it stuck on the steps. Then I made it easier. I took it slow and smart to get that box where it needed to go. I opened it up right there on the stairs and took out a few books at a time, carrying them up little by little instead of the whole thing at once. It took more trips, but my arms didn't hurt so bad, and I got them all to my room without breaking my back or the box falling down. I stacked them neat on my shelf after, and I felt good I didn't quit, even if it was a sweaty job that took longer than I thought it would that day. Hold on a sec. I just said weighed a ton, and that's an idiom we should look at. Weighed a ton means something feels really heavy, like it's so big or hard to carry that it's almost too much, even if it's not a real ton of weight. It's when you exaggerate because it's tough to lift or move, making you feel small next to it. It can be about stuff or even a job, but here, it's about that box being a load for me. It's that big, heavy feel, and that's how my books hit me. Let's say it together. Weighed a ton. Come on, say it with me. Weighed a ton. Again, weighed a ton. Great. Here's an example. My bag weighed a ton with all my clothes in it. Another one. The box weighed a ton, but I got it up. That's it. It's how heavy it felt, but I moved it anyway. So that's more of my struggles. A flat tire and a heavy box, but I got through with a patch and some slow trips. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when I broke my favorite mug a while back and felt sad about it. I was washing dishes one morning, and the mug slipped out of my soapy hands, hit the sink, and cracked into pieces all over the counter. It was a yellow one with a smiley face my sister gave me, and I used it every day for tea, so losing it made me feel bad, like a little happy thing was gone from my life. I tried to glue it back, but it didn't hold, and I got upset staring at the bits, wishing I'd been more careful with it that day. But I didn't stay down. I found a way to feel okay even without that mug. I swept up the pieces and threw them out so I wouldn't keep looking at them and feeling worse, and I went to a little shop near my house to find a new one. I picked a green mug with a flower on it, not the same, but pretty, and started using it for my tea every morning after that. It took a few days, but I got used to it, and I felt good having something new to sip from, even if I still missed the yellow one a little bit now and then. Hold on a sec. I just said swept up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Swept up means to clean or gather stuff quick with a broom or hands, like you scoop it all together to clear it away fast and neat from where it's scattered. It's when you tidy a mess in one go, usually bits or junk, so it's gone and out of sight. It can also mean getting caught in a big feeling, but here it's about picking up those mug pieces to move on. It's that fast, clean move, and that's what I did to stop feeling sad. Let's say it together. Swept up. Come on, say it with me. Swept up. Again, swept up. Nice. Here's an example. I swept up the leaves from my porch after the wind. Another one. I swept up the mug bits, even if I was sad. See? That fits because I cleaned it, even when it broke my heart a little. Back to it. So getting that new mug helped me move past breaking the old one, and I was happy I didn't let it bug me for too long after I tossed the pieces out that morning. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time for a package a couple months ago and got antsy about it. I ordered a lamp online for my room and they said it'd come in a week, but it took way longer. And I kept checking my door every day with no box there. I needed it because my old light was dim, and I felt annoyed, like I was stuck in the dark, waiting for something that might not even show up. I called the delivery people, but they just said to wait more, and that made me grumble a lot. Then I made it better. I stopped checking all the time and kept busy instead of sitting around mad. I used a little flashlight I had to read at night so I wouldn't trip in my dim room, and it worked okay while I waited for that lamp to come. I started a puzzle on my table to take my mind off the delay, and that kept me happy, even with no package at my door yet. It finally showed up after 3 weeks, and I felt good setting it up, like I won something by not letting the wait get me too worked up before it got there. Hold on a sec. I just said worked up, and that's an idiom we should look at. Worked up means getting really excited or upset about something, like your feelings get big and loud inside because you're thinking about it too much. It's when you're all stirred up, maybe nervous or mad, and you can't calm down easy. It can be good excitement too, but here it's about me almost getting too annoyed with that slow package. It can be good excitement too, but here it's about me almost getting too annoyed with that slow package. It's that jumpy state, and I dodged it by staying chill. Let's say it together. Worked up? Come on, say it with me. Worked up. Again, worked up. Great. Here's an example. He got worked up when his team lost the game. Another one, I didn't get worked up, even with the late lamp. That's it. It's what I avoided, even when I wanted that box fast. So that's more of my struggles, breaking my mug and waiting for a package. But I got through with a new cup and some patience. So, here's another struggle I had. This one was when I lost my wallet a while back and felt scared without it. I was at the market one day, buying some apples and bread. And when I got home, I checked my bag, but my wallet wasn't there. Maybe it fell out or I left it on a table, I'm not sure. It had my money, my bus card, and a picture of my dog, and I got worried because I needed it for everything every day. I looked all over my house, but it was gone, and I felt bad, like I'd messed up big time by not keeping it safe with me that morning. But I didn't let it take over. I found a way to fix it quick and stay calm. I called the market and asked if anyone saw a little black wallet, and a lady there said someone left it by the fruit stand, so I ran back to get it with my heart beating fast. It was still there, all safe with my stuff inside, and I felt so happy I didn't lose it for real after all that panic. I put a string on it later to tie it to my bag, and that made me feel better. Like I wouldn't drop it again next time I went out shopping or anywhere else. Hold on a sec. I just said take over, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Take over means to grab control or power over something. Like it starts running the show and pushes everything else out of the way fast and strong. It's when one thing takes charge, maybe a feeling or a job, and it's all you can see or do for a bit. It can be about people too, but here it's about that worry, almost eating me up if I let it. It's that big switch to being in charge, and I didn't let it happen with my lost wallet. Let's say it together. Take over. Come on, say it with me. Take over again. Take over nice. Here's an example. The game took over my day and I forgot to eat. Another one. I didn't let worry take over even when I lost my wallet. See, that fits because I stopped it even when I was scared. Back to it. So finding my wallet got me back to normal, and I was glad I didn't let it ruin my day, even when it felt big and shaky for a while after I noticed it was gone. Another struggle was when I had to clean a huge pile of leaves in my yard a couple falls ago and felt tired just looking at it. The wind blew them all over one night, and by morning my grass was covered thick and crunchy, and I didn't want to deal with it because it looked like too much work for me alone. I grabbed a rake, but my arms got heavy fast, and I felt grumpy, like I'd be out there forever with no end to that leafy mess. Then I made it easier. I broke it down and got it done without hating it too much. I split the yard into little parts and raked one spot at a time, resting with tea between each bit so I wouldn't get too worn out all at once. I asked my neighbor's kid to help for a cookie, and he jumped in with a big bag, making it go faster while we laughed about the wind being so wild. It took a day, but the yard looked nice again, and I felt good I didn't give up, even if it was a big job that made me sigh at first when I saw it waiting for me. Hold on a sec. I just said broke it down, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Broke it down means to split something big into smaller pieces, like you take a hard job or idea and make it simple or easy by cutting it up step by step. It's when you chop it into bits so it's not so scary or tough to handle altogether. It can be about explaining stuff too, but here it's about making that leaf pile less huge for me. It's that smart split, and that's how I tackled my yard. Let's say it together. Broke it down. Come on, say it with me. Broke it down again. Broke it down. Great. Here's an example. I broke the puzzle down into corners first to start it. Another one. I broke the leaves down and it got easy. That's it. It's how I made it small, even when it looked big. So that's more of my struggles. Losing my wallet and a yard full of leaves. But I got through with a quick trip and some slow raking. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when my chair broke a while back and I had nowhere comfy to sit. I was sitting down one evening to read and the leg just snapped under me, making a loud crack, and I fell right onto the floor with a bump. It was my favorite chair, old but soft. And I felt sad because I liked resting in it after a long day, and now it was junk. I tried to prop it up with a box, but it wobbled too much, and I got annoyed, like my cozy spot was gone for no good reason that night. But I didn't let it stay broken. I found a way to fix it up and feel good again. I dragged the chair to my porch and looked at it close, then got some wood glue and a clamp from my toolbox to stick the leg back on tight. It wasn't easy. I had to hold it still for a while, but it dried okay, and I added a little nail to make it strong, even if it wasn't pretty anymore. I sat in it slow the next day, and it held me fine, so I felt happy I saved it instead of tossing it out like I thought I might have to at first. Hold on a sec. I just said fix it up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Fix it up means to repair or make something better, like you mend it or spruce it so it works or looks nice again after it's been busted or old. It's when you put effort in to bring it back, not just a quick patch but a real lift. It can be about stuff or even a place, and it's that handiwork to improve it. It's what I did with my chair. I made it good again. Let's say it together. Fix it up. Come on, say it with me. Fix it up. Again, fix it up. Nice. Here's an example. I fixed up my bike with new paint and a bell. Another one. I fixed up my chair even when it broke. See? That fits because I mended it, even with a snapped leg. Back to it. So gluing, that chair got my comfy spot back. And I was glad I didn't give up on it even when it fell apart under me that evening with a big crash. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time for a new coat a couple winters ago and got cold without it. I ordered one online because my old one was too thin, but the shipping got stuck somewhere and it didn't come for weeks, leaving me shivering outside every day. I checked the mail all the time, but no box, and I felt grumpy, like I'd be chilly forever with no warm layer to wrap up in when the wind blew hard. Then I made it work. I stopped waiting and kept warm other ways until it showed up. I dug out an old sweater from my closet and wore it under my thin coat, which helped a little, even if it wasn't perfect for the cold days outside my house. I stayed inside more, sipping tea by my window, and only went out quick so I wouldn't freeze too much while that package took its time getting to me. The coat came late, but it fit great, and I felt good I didn't let the delay make me miserable the whole time I waited for it to land at my door. Hold on a sec. I just said wrap up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Wrap up means to cover or bundle something, like you put it in a cozy layer to keep it safe or warm, or finish it off neat and tidy. It's when you tuck it in or close it, maybe with clothes or a job, making it snug or done. It can also mean ending something, but here it's about me wanting a coat to bundle me against the cold. It's that cozy cover move, and I missed it without my new coat. Let's say it together. Wrap up. Come on, say it with me. Wrap up. Again, wrap up. Great. Here's an example. I wrap up my scarf to keep my neck warm. Another one. I needed a coat to wrap up, but it was late. That's it. It's what I wanted, even when I had to wait. So that's more of my struggles. A broken chair and a late coat. But I got through with glue and an old sweater. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when my lamp stopped working a while back and left me in the dark. I flipped the switch one night to read, but it didn't turn on, just stayed dead, and I figured the bulb burned out or something broke inside it. I felt annoyed because I like my little light by the couch, and without it, my room was all shadowy and hard to see in after the sun went down. I shook it and checked the plug, but nothing helped. And I got mad, like I'd have to sit in gloom every night until I fixed it somehow. But I didn't let it stay dark. I found a way to light things up quick and easy. I grabbed a candle from my kitchen and lit it on the table, which gave me enough glow to read my book without squinting too much in the dim room that night. I went to the store the next day and got a new bulb cheap, popped it in, and the lamp worked fine again, so I felt happy to have my light back without waiting too long. I kept the candle close anyway, just to have a backup, and it made me feel smart for handling it, even if it was a small fix after that dark evening. Hold on a sec. I just said light things up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Light things up means to make a place bright or cheerful, like you add light or good vibes to chase away the dark or dull feeling fast and nice. It's when you turn on a glow, real or not, to lift the mood or see better, like a spark in a room. It can be about fun too, but here it's about me making my space bright again. It's that shine you bring, and that's what I did with my candle. Let's say it together. Light things up. Come on, say it with me. Light things up. Again, light things up. Nice. Here's an example. I light things up with a lamp when it's night. Another one. I lit things up with a candle, even with no lamp. See? That fits because I brightened it, even when it broke. Back to it. So that candle and new bulb got my light back. And I was glad I didn't sit in the dark, feeling grumpy for too long after my lamp quit that night. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time for a friend to visit a couple months ago and felt lonely without her. She was supposed to come over for tea, but her car had trouble, so she called and said she'd be late, hours late, and I sat by my window watching for her with nothing to do. I missed her laugh and our chats, and I got sad, like the day would drag on empty with no one to talk to until she finally made it over here. Then I made it better. I stopped moping and kept myself busy while she was stuck. I pulled out some old cards and played a game alone on my table, just flipping them over to pass the time so I wouldn't feel so down about her delay that afternoon. I made a little snack too, some cheese and crackers, and that cheered me up a bit while I waited for her knock on my door. She got there late, but we had fun anyway, and I felt good. I didn't let the wait make me too blue before she walked in with a big smile. Hold on a sec. I just said pass the time, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Pass the time means to do something to make waiting feel shorter, like you fill empty hours with a little fun or work, so they don't drag on slow and boring. It's when you keep busy to skip the dull stretch, not solving it, but making it go by easier. It can be anything simple, and it's that trick to stay okay while you wait. It's what I did with my cards. I kept the loneliness away. Let's say it together. Pass the time. Come on. Say it with me. Pass the time. Again, pass the time. Great. Here's an example. I pass the time with a book when I'm on a bus. Another one. I pass the time with cards, waiting for her. That's it. It's how I stayed busy, even when she was late. So that's more of my struggles. A dead lamp and a late friend. But I got through with a candle and some cards. So here's another struggle I had. This one was when my oven broke a while back and I couldn't cook my dinner. I was all set to make a little pie one night. Turned the knob, but it stayed cold, no heat at all, and I figured something inside went wrong. I felt mad because I was hungry, and I love my warm food, so not having an oven messed up my plan and left me staring at raw dough. I tapped it and checked the plug, but it didn't help, and I got annoyed, like I'd have to eat cold stuff or nothing that evening after a long day. But I didn't let it stop me. I found a way to eat good even without that oven. I pulled out a pan and used my stove instead, frying up some eggs and bread I had, which wasn't pie, but still filled my belly nice and warm that night. I called a friend who knows about fixing things, and he came over the next day to look at it, tweaking a wire so it heated up again for me. It worked fine after that, and I felt happy I didn't go hungry, even if I had to switch my meal quick when it broke down on me. Hold on a sec, I just said messed up, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. But wait, I used that before, so let's pick another. I said filled my belly, and that's an idiom we can break down instead. Filled my belly means to eat enough to feel full, like you put food in your stomach so it's happy and not growling anymore after you're done. It's when you satisfy that hungry feeling with a good meal, simple or big, and feel cozy inside. It can just mean eating, but it's got that warm, full vibe. And that's what my eggs did for me. Let's say it together. Filled my belly. Come on, say it with me. Filled my belly. Again, filled my belly. Nice. Here's an example. I filled my belly with soup on a cold day. Another one. Eggs filled my belly, even with no oven. See? That fits because I ate good, even when my pie didn't happen. Back to it. So frying that food and fixing the oven got me past that break, and I was glad I didn't stay mad about it for too long after I switched my plan that night. Another struggle was when I had to wait a long time for a haircut a couple weeks ago and felt shaggy and itchy. I went to the shop, but it was full. And they said I'd have to sit for an hour before they could cut my hair, which was too long and in my eyes all the time. I felt restless sitting there, like I'd never get out with a neat head. And I got antsy, wanting to leave but needing that trim bad to feel clean again. Then I made it okay. I stopped fidgeting and kept myself calm while I waited it out. I pulled out my little notebook and drew some doodles of trees and dogs, which made the time go by without me checking the clock every minute in that chair. I sipped some water they had there and watched the other people get their cuts, and that kept me from feeling too bored or annoyed about the slow line. They finally called me and I got a nice trim, so I felt good walking out, like I handled the wait without losing my cool that day. Hold on a sec. I just said losing my cool, and that's an idiom we should look at. Losing my cool means to stop being calm or patient, like you get mad or upset and can't hold it together anymore because something bugs you too much. It's when your chill slips away and you snap or fuss instead of staying steady. It can happen fast or slow, but it's that shift to being rattled, and I almost did that waiting for my hair. Let's say it together. Losing my cool. Come on, say it with me. Losing my cool. Again, losing my cool. Great. Here's an example. He lost his cool when the car wouldn't start. Another one. I didn't lose my cool even in that long wait. That's it. It's what I dodged, even when I felt itchy. So that's more of my struggles, a broken oven and a long haircut wait. But I got through with eggs and some doodles. So that's the end of my struggles for now. I've told you a bunch of tough stuff that happened to me, like losing things, breaking stuff, waiting too long, and feeling stuck in all kinds of ways over the years. I had times with no job, a sick foot, a lost dog, a ripped coat, and even a dark room. But every time something went wrong, I found a way to make it right again, even if it was hard or took a while to figure out. I didn't just sit there feeling bad. I got up, tried stuff, asked for help, or made do with what I had. And that's what kept me going every day through all those little messes that popped up when I least wanted them to hit me out of nowhere like that. Looking back, I see I learned a lot from all these bumpy moments in my life so far. When my fridge died, I used ice and a friend's help, and when my bike tire went flat, I patched it up slow to ride home safe. I waited in cold and rain, fixed chairs and ovens, and even sewed a coat with wobbly stitches, and each time I felt proud after, like I could handle anything life threw at me, big or small. It wasn't always fun. Sometimes I got mad or sad first, but I kept pushing, and that made me stronger, like I built up a little wall inside to lean on when new troubles come my way down the road someday soon or later on, whenever they decide to show up again. Hold on a sec, I just said made do now, and that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Made do means to get by with what you have, like you use whatever's around even if it's not the best or what you want, and you make it work anyway. It's when you settle for less but still manage. Not perfect, but good enough to keep going. It can be about stuff or time, and it's that scrappy way to survive the pinch. It's what I did a lot, like with eggs when my oven broke. Let's say it together. Made do. Come on, say it with me. Made do. Again, made do. Nice. Here's an example. I made do with old shoes when mine tore. Another one. I made do with a candle when my lamp died. See? That fits because I used what I had, even when it wasn't great. Back to it. So all these struggles taught me I don't have to be perfect. I just have to keep trying, and that's enough to get through anything that happens to me over time. Another thing I learned is that little wins add up, like finding my wallet, gluing my chair, or waiting out a late bus with a song. They all made me feel good, like I was beating the bad stuff bit by bit every time it came around. You've heard me talk about losing keys, spilling paint, burning my hand, and more. And each story ends with me finding a fix, big or small, that keeps my life moving forward, not stuck in the mud or whatever else tries to slow me down when I'm not looking out for it. Hold on a sec, I just said add up. And that's a phrasal verb we should look at. Add up means things come together to make a bigger whole, like little pieces build into something you can see or feel over time. Not just numbers, but wins or steps too. It's when small stuff stacks and matters, showing a total that's more than it looks alone. It can be about math or life, and here it's my wins growing into strength. It's that slow pile that counts, and that's how my fixes made me tougher. Let's say it together. Add up. Come on, say it with me. Add up. Again, add up. Great. Here's an example. My pennies add up to $1 if I save them. Another one, my little wins added up even with struggles. So that's my wrap up. Life throws hard things at me, but I throw back with fixes, friends, and patience. And I'm still here, smiling about it all in the end every time I tell you these tales. I hope you liked hearing how I got through, and maybe it helps you with your own tough days, knowing little steps can carry you far, just like they did for me over and over again through all this stuff I shared with you here today and before.